Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a plan with me in my Hobonichi Weeks 2021, and I'm going to be using pens from this pouch, which is my current on-the-go pouch, and I'm choosing the pens that we will be using for this spread. First, I'm using a different fountain pen, and if you're a long-term subscriber, you have seen this before but not for quite some time. And I'm also using this Born dual tip brush pen, and this is really good and I highly recommend it. Plus, the staple of my plan with me is a Staedtler Triplus fine liner. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are aiming for a little more minimalist look for this spread, more than the other ones that I have been doing lately. And I'm just doing the horizontal lines. I'm just following the grid and the lines that are already in the planner. So it is going to be following the format of the Hobonichi Weeks with a little bit of a twist. So now I'm doing the vertical lines, and I'm going to go ahead and finish that off with a vertical line on the right, but it's not a continuous line, so it looks like it's floating. So it's a suggestion of a section, but it's not going to be too bold. So here are the sections. We have appointments, deadlines, and events on the left hand side of the page, and we also have the day overview over on the center of the page, followed by tasks. So I'm also going to be drawing lines on the right side of the page, starting with the trackers. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with trackers. Sometimes I do them and sometimes I don't. And I'm also copying the box that has the notes section that I did in my last plan with me. If you haven't seen that, I will link that down below. And then I'm just closing off that box. Now I didn't do it quite right, so I edited it a little bit. So we have tracker, notes, and next week at the bottom. Very similar to the last plan with me. So now I'm taking the Born brush pen, and I'm just drawing circles. It's a little faint on camera. In real life, it's also really faint, to be fair, but I'm sure there are different colors that you can choose from, and they will be much darker. Like their yellow one is really nice. This one is a little faint, so I don't recommend it as much as the other colors. Now this is dual tip, so I used the brush here, and before that I was also using the fine tip one. This is very similar to the Tombow, that it behaves exactly like it. It doesn't bleed, so I highly recommend that, and I got that from Officeworks. I'm also going to highlight where I'm going to write the headers, so that I don't have to highlight on top of the header, as I do not know how the ink that I'm using will behave if I highlight over it, I mean. And now let's go ahead and check out the ink that I'm using today, and it is purple from Sailor. I've had that for quite some time now, and I am partial to my Pearl Noir, so I do have a lot of this left. What I can say is that if you are using the Pilot Kakuno on your Hobonichi with a very wet ink, just be very careful not to press too hard, because the tip of the Kakuno is quite sharp, and sometimes it will bleed through to the other side. So I'm just writing down the deadlines and some reminders for myself on the left side of the page. And now for the little section that has my day overview, I'm writing down if it's lab day or writing day. So in my week, I am taking my PhD, and I am in my 3rd year, so I am doing a lot of writing aside from doing lab work. So I'm doing both of them now. It is very stressful, but I am glad that I have my planning routines to help me with scheduling my day, as well as keeping me focused and just lowering stress levels in general. So here I'm writing down my headers, and once again I'm writing down the write and lab, which are the two tasks that I do. Sometimes if it's a lab day, I do still do a little bit of writing. That's why I have a separate tracker for that. And then we have the notes, and then I have small wins at the bottom. But you can also use that as a next week little area as well. So I switched out how to use that. And then for that little space with the smaller boxes, I wrote down mini tasks that I need to do, like pay bills, prep for something, lab reports, PowerPoint, deadlines, etc. So this is the page complete, and it's very easy to do. It's still quite minimal and functional, but at the same time it has a little bit of interest, which is what this channel is all about. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next one.